Hey guys, Zach for the Maverick Kitchen series here. Today we'll be covering 3 simple salad cooking hacks. Salad hack number 1, mixing up the texture. Today we'll be making a nice Greek style salad. First step, find yourself a cucumber. You can either peel it or leave the peel on. I decided to peel it. Make sure to cut off the ends and please always watch your fruits and vegetables. First step, so this doesn't roll around whenever we're trying to maneuver things. We're going to cut it in half and put the flat part down. And now you're going to take a peeler and we're going to make shreds like this, very thin but textured shreds. You can probably see the waves and the textures. Now we're just going to bring it all the way back. It's a fairly small slice, but the deeper you go, the thicker they will become. So yeah, it's a normal size, and the issues will arise once you heat the seed layers. As you can see here, the thickness is the very size of the peeler, so what we're going to do with these extra bits is we're going to chop them up into larger proportions. Just to add some different mouthfeel. For this, you would normally go all the way down, but for time's sake, we're just going to skip that and move on to these extra bits. Now, what you can do is you can cut down the middle again into quarters, and then just gradually dice going down. They can be very tiny like this, or they can be quite large. It's all up to your preference and how you are feeling at that time. What we're going to do with these strands, since we've already peeled these ones, we're just going to keep them all in the peeled texture. People usually don't like different sizes like that. Something that's fairly large and something very flaky like this is very off-putting. So just cut these down into more manageable sizes. Put them in here. Step number 1, we're going to take an oil. In this case, we have classic olive. Use any neutral tasting oil. And we're going to add a very small amount, about that much. There's no real measurement. If you want a lot of oil, go for it. If you don't want any oil, that's perfectly fine. The whole purpose of the oil is just to help coat the vegetables and allow them to kind of adhere to seasonings. Second step, take pepper, grind it into the oil. I personally enjoy a lot of pepper, so that's why I'm putting this amount. Now, you never want to salt the oil, you always want to salt at the end, because too much pepper, people can usually deal with that, but too much salt, it's really disgusting and it's very hard to move past. So our first step, we're going to take our cut and peeled cucumbers, dump all those in there. Second step is these diced tomatoes. If you've noticed, the mushy part isn't in the center. And what I did is whenever I cut the mushy part out and then diced them. This is just to add a different texture as well. So we're going to add those to this side. One of them tried to escape. It's fine. As long as your counters are clean, if they've been cleaned recently, a mistake like that shouldn't be detrimental. And then lastly, we have quartered olives. Just going to dump those in on top. Now, before we move on to cheese, it's important to note you can do a really cool item. Neat little trick is if you do it in a container like this that's self-sealed, you can close it, and instead of mixing it up and risk dropping things, you can just give it a little shake. Alright. That didn't mix up as great, but that's okay. Oh man, that is beautiful. Alright, let's pretend that this is all homogeneous, it magically mixed. What you would do from here is you would take a lime, and you would have it, wow, this is a fairly difficult lime, and you would just squeeze a little bit over the top. Now, whenever you're adding things like citrus, any type of lemon, lime, add as much as you want. I really love limes and lemons, so I add quite a lot, but this is where you get to tailor it to your own taste and preferences. So I added about half of a lime, and now my favorite step, the best step, the cheese. Love feta cheese. I was gonna taste test your ingredients before you go through them, you know. Quality control. So now we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit over the top. My hands are quite wet, so my crumbling abilities are lacking, but you get the general gist of it. Add as much cheese as you like. I love feta cheese. I mean, I should probably ask myself if I have enough cucumber for my feta cheese, but once you're done with the feta cheese, we're going to move on to the last step, which is salting. You always want to salt last and taste it. I haven't tasted it, but any food benefits from a very small amount of salt, and that's what we'll do here. We'll just very lightly. Now once I eat this, if I feel that it needs more or less, I can add it. Just the whole idea with this is to change up the textures, because a lot of times if you're bored with food like Greek salad or a similar salad, as you change up the textures, it can entice you and change it up enough to where it's no longer boring. This was salad hack number 1. Salad hack number 2. We'll be making a nice lime cilantro vinaigrette today. First step, let's take our garlic and let's roast it. What we have here is we have a nice neutral tasting oil, in this case olive, heating up in the pan. We're going to turn that up a little bit. This oil has been sitting for about 20-30 seconds, so it should be plenty hot. We're going to take our garlic and we're just going to, not hot enough, but it will work. We're going to take our garlic, toss it in there. We want to roast it to take down the pungency of the garlic's flavor and also reduce the burning sensation. There we go. Starting to hear that lovely noise. Now that our garlic is cooked, let's come back and go over some basic ingredients. Here we have cumin, pepper, salt. You're going to need a bit more than 1 lime. You're going to need about 4 or 5. We have our cooked garlic, about 3 tablespoons of cilantro, the lemon juice from 4 lemons, and then half a cup of a neutral tasting oil. We're using olive in this recipe. First step, mini hack. If you ever have a citrus, a lemon, a lime, or even an orange, take it, put it in the palm of your hand, and then